Do I have to ask you, or will you ask yourself? You using it wisely? Well, if you're happy, then obviously you are. But if you're unhappy, why wouldn't you sit and check it out? I mean, you're given freedom, and if you'll choose direct what you're speaking to yourself about, then you know where you're going, you know what you'll be experiencing, and it's a whole different life. And it's yours now, but you have to claim it. And like I said, I had that, Emma Fox wrote that, claim it. Yeah. The whole book on claim it. That's how important it is. And it's important to you because you're told by God, they're all God's. But that's what you're here to realize. Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, but you have to learn how to direct your conversations to yourself so that you're not damning yourself. And I hear people all the time, yeah, I just kind of avoid the crowds because you can't not hear what people are saying.
Absolutely.
You know, and you'd like to reach over and tap them on the shoulder and tell them what's happening, but they probably slap you.
Yeah, they wouldn't get it.
No. And yeah, I've had that experience several times. And even got slapped a couple of times. But it's only yours. God gave himself to you, and that's all there is. Why wouldn't you believe that? You believe the devil's tailing you. Why wouldn't you believe God is right there with you? And about this devil thing, you're told, pay him no mind. You know, if you can pay him no mind, and like I said, don't invite him in for coffee, but just pay him no mind. He can't do nothing. He needs your acceptance of what he's doing. See, we learn. See, we were not given the spirit of fear, and we weren't given the spirit of sickness either. But we learn these. See, you actually learned these, and who'd you learn it from? Probably your whole family.
Yeah. Society.
You know, everybody's telling you, oh, I'm going to say, no, you honor. Yeah, well, see, if they could, they're pronouncing themselves in that situation. And when they have it, they say, well, see, I told you so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It always brings up that all denial is self-denial. See, if you just go by hearsay, man, that's really a confusing world. Just look at television right now. How much of what people are saying do you believe? And do you care? Really? I should turn it off. But I do watch it too.
Yeah.
Because I like to be informed about what's going on in the world at large. Seeing as how I was sent here to correct it.
Yeah.
No. And that's your responsibility too.
Yeah.
See, once you begin the wake up process, you'll know right away that what you're to do. You see, because every time I tell the story, I get to hear it too. See, I'm reinforcing my mind too to that idea, to those. There's only God. Right there. It's enough for you, right there. There is God only. And you're seeing it different. Well, that's you seeing it different. That's all. You're choosing different than what you could have chosen. He told you choose this day, and it is always this day. We've established that over and over and over, but you still have to be the one to do it. See, I can't give it to you, except as your message, give it to you. But then what you do with it, that's your business. I don't need to know your business. I don't need to know your problems you're faced with. All I know is that you have the problem because you think upon them. Well, but what you think upon, that's what you're doing, being, and having. Well, stop thinking on them. That's all you're told to do. And think on something lovely and of good report. If you can't do that, boy, you're really lost.
Absolutely.
But you know something, though? It is easier to think of the negative than it is of the positive. And why? Because that's what you hear the most of. That's what you're hearing constantly. If you're watching television, you're hearing constantly, this could happen to you, this could happen to you, this could happen to you. And all you have to have is a negative thought about it. That's all it takes. Because your valid say is on all the time. So, what are you doing? What are you thinking? See, if you don't know what you're thinking, you could be creating monsters. It's a good month for it, too.
It is.
I don't know why people love to go see the goriest stuff. It's just as easy to think lovely and a good report, but yet they're drawn to this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then they wonder why they got problems.
Well, they're drawn to them.
Well, look, you take any thought. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, I'm gonna redo the counter in the kitchen. New tile, ceramic tile. See, and when I started thinking about that, all kinds of ideas that from the past and from future that I didn't know now that I know now that I didn't know before. And any thought you settle on, it starts drawing like thoughts to it. Okay. So if you're thinking of those things that are not lovely enough, not good to report, you get flood of them, and it just expands and expands until you go, oh, why? I waited. I had no idea what I was waiting for, but I was waiting for something. And all I was waiting for was for the energy to get started. But it came to me several times, and I still didn't do it. Put it off till tomorrow. But the funny thing is that when tomorrow gets here, you don't forget about it. You don't remember it. So it went. You know, you can get distracted in one split second and forget what you were thinking about. You know, you give me a phone number, if I don't write it down right away and who it was from and what, 5 minutes from then, you get in the habit of watching yourself. And that's what we want you to do. Get into the habit of watching what you're talking to yourself about. Because it isn't falling into the past. It is being projected into your future. Every step of the way. Thinking makes it so. Thoughts are things. Thousands of things right here in this room. All of them are a thought. with a name. So thoughts become things, and you're thinking feelingly about what? It's going to become your future. It's not falling into the past. I know I have to say that over and over and over because I know how many times I heard what you're hearing right now, and I never really opened it and quickened it, never really started, actually. I talked about it an awful lot. As a matter of fact, I was pretty successful just talking about it. Because even before I knew that I knew that I had heard what was worthy of my attention for living a peaceful life. But I never opened it beyond that. See? So, and what I mean by opening it means you're thinking feelingly about what it is you're agreeing with. And if you're not doing it, well, then you haven't really agreed with it. Agree with, because that's what you're doing. You don't get away with nothing. That understand right away. You don't get away. Even death doesn't wipe anything clean. It says nothing transforming in death. Like I say, you die a ding dong. You get to play ding dong again and again. How long, oh Lord? How long? Whenever you get it, that's how long. When you become wholeheartedly serious. And believe me, once you start hearing what you've been talking to yourself about, what you have been suggesting to yourself about, once you really hear it, wow, it's awesome. It's awesome. Well, it does one of two things. It either drives you into silence or you go with it. Hey, you're going to do it now or never. See, the sign up there says now, because I got to keep reminding myself, now is the appointed hour of desired change, not later. See, because later, in a couple hours, you could have a dozen things distract you away from that idea. And just think, just like that quick. And then you go, what was that? What was that I was thinking about? I'm downstairs. I come all the way upstairs, and by the time I get to the room, I'm going, what did I come here for? See? No, I don't get any special favors. No. God don't get any out of it. He's no respecter of persons. You know, I know that because there was a time when I was a total ass. So, and I still got help when I wanted to help. So he's there for you. That's his whole thing. It's his dream. He's the one making it so and allowing you to do the thinking it's so he can make it so. That makes sense. It made sense to me, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe I get off the track. But that was the reason why when I gave the talks, I told people, look, let me give the talk, and then we'll have a question and answer period. I'm sure you can remember your question. And that way you won't have too many of them. So it says, I have a question. And you call me up. Yes. Oh, okay. What's your question? 15 minutes later, I'm still getting questions, and I'm going, hey, whoa. I've already forgot the first 15. So what was it? What was the one thing you wanted to know? And then they don't know.
I'm glad you brought that up. We'll schedule a question and answer for those who listen to the program. We'll set up a time where we can get on a call and get folks that are interested, because you say often, I'm not looking for followers, I'm looking for students. So we're going to find out who the serious students are, and we'll set up that question and answers and see who's interested.
Okay.
And we'll close with that. But like always, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, yeah. Always. Like I said, I got to hear it again, too.
Absolutely.
And believe me, believe me, I had to got that, hear it again many, many times before I actually got it.
I had a half a dozen of Neville's tapes, and I listened to them at least one every night for years before it actually touched base. I began thinking differently. The importance of having a CD, because what has your focus has your life. Think about it. We're not asking you to join anything, but you have to have the CDs. You have to have the DVDs. You have to listen to them. It's you training this. Listen, listen, listen.
But as Mr. Lindell stated, you have to listen to them repeatedly. And again, for those who are interested, click the link below and it will take you to the 4 CD set, and you'll be able to transform not only your mind, but your world.